to Career Uprising. I'm your host and professional career coach, Lorraine Rise. Join me as I guide you through an amazing journey of self-discovery and empowerment. If you are looking for work, changing careers, or stuck in a toxic job, then this is the show for you. I offer both practical and spiritual guidance to help you up-level and advance your career. Let's start the uprising. Hey, everybody. You are listening to episode 6, Feeling Worthy of Your Own Success. Hey, everyone. It's Lorraine Rise, your career coach. That's right. You have a career coach. I bet you didn't even know that, did you? Well, you have one now. Awesome. So how's everyone doing? This is Career Uprising, a rockin' little show where we talk about the highs and the lows and everything that we can encounter in our professional lives. We talk about setting goals. We talk about job searching, making more money, self-confidence, changing careers, finding your dream job, and really everything in between. And you even get to hear from some of my clients. I actually did that last week. I interviewed a past client who went through one of my coaching programs. So if you missed that, I recommend go back and listen to episode 5. It's called Changing Careers Midlife with Christine O'Neill. And it's a must listen. I got some good feedback from folks after they listened to that one. It's always a joy to talk to my clients. So, this whole show and this whole network on Inflow Radio, we are taking off. We are on iTunes, and we're blasting out soon here to iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Google Play. We're taking over, guys. We're taking over all of your devices. You can listen on your phone, your computer, your iPad. I think if my producers would agree, I think that world domination is next for us here on Inflow Radio, right? We are growing. It's so exciting to be a part of this. So world domination, here we come. All right. So let's get down to business here. I hope that the month of May is treating you guys well. I hope you called your mother yesterday, of course. I know I was blessed enough to be able to spend the whole day really with my mom and my grandma and my mother-in-law. They're all local, which makes that possible for me. So I'm very lucky in that respect. And spring has officially sprung here in Virginia, which is so beautiful. I just love the energy of spring. Don't you guys? It's gorgeous, and it feels like new beginnings, new hope. And it's a great time to take on new projects and new things. So maybe looking for work, starting a job search, and or making goals and setting plans in your career. I feel like spring is just the right time to do that. I love it. Let's bring that feeling of hope and refresh and new beginnings to your work life. And speaking actually of new things, I am going to plant a little bug in everybody's ear that you guys are going to be the first to hear something new that I am cooking up in my business. I am always just up to no good. I feel like I always have something new that I am creating and expanding, updating. It never ends. And that's a good thing. So I have something new that I'm hoping to launch this summer, maybe late summer, but I think in the next 6 weeks or so here, as if launching this show just last month wasn't enough, right? And that alone, oh my goodness, took so much planning, which was great, but a big endeavor. And as if that wasn't enough, I have something new coming. I am planning my first ever group coaching experience. That's right. It is going to be like a career masterclass of sorts, I would say. And it's coming this summer. I'm going to be taking a lucky group of clients on a spectacular career transformation journey. And it's going to be the first time I've been doing the one-on-one for years now, which I love. But this will be the first time that I'm really going to bring a group of folks together. So it's a little new. I'm really, really excited. And I've been, like I said, I've been doing the one-on-one and I love that. It's not going away. I still plan to do that because I think that there's a lot of people out there who really benefit and want that mentorship, that one-on-one, really personalized attention. And hiring a coach is just one of the best things that you can do. So I'm still going to offer that, but I always want to refresh things. I want to give people options. I want to give them new experiences. So I'm expanding and I'm adding another element to my offerings. And it's going to be kind of a mix of some live calls, but also some hefty, good content rich pre-recorded modules. So you'll be able to listen and learn on demand, but also connect with me via some live calls. And over the last couple of years too, I have developed a ton of just bonus materials, resources, tip sheets, all kinds of things that I've been sharing with my private one-on-one clients. So I'm going to bring those to the group experience well. So I have tons and tons of things that I'm going to deliver to you guys through this new group program, and I'm really excited. And if I have to, I feel like if I'm going to push you guys to new heights, I got to do it myself. I got to walk the talk, guys. So that's why I'm doing this. I'm like, okay, I've been, at this level for a while. It's been going great, but I want to get to the next level and I want to reach more people. And this show here is a phenomenal way for me to do that. That's absolutely part of that. And I think that the group coaching experience is going to be the next thing, most logical step. So stay tuned for more information on that. All right. And if you aren't on my email list, what are you waiting for? That's how you can be one of the first to know about these types of things. And there's definitely going to be some incentives for those who are one of the first to sign up for this. For those who are like, yep, I'm in, I want it. I want a career transformation. You'll have some incentives for taking action and being one of the first to sign up. So go to worksmartcounseling.com/sign up. That's my website. And then you can also go right to my show page at inflowradio.com and you'll be able to sign up there. Get on my email list so you don't miss out when this awesome program launches. Sometime I'm thinking June-ish, kind of stand by. It's in the works. But so today, what are we talking about today? We've got an interesting topic. So I titled this episode, Feeling Worthy of Your Own Success. What does that mean? You might be wondering that. Well, let me tell you how I came about this phrase. So I was coaching a client last fall, it's probably at least 6 months ago, and that phrase was said to me. The client said that phrase, and that she didn't really feel worthy of her own success. And I thought, God, what does that mean? That's an interesting way to say it. And I think ultimately she just had a hard time writing her resume because she didn't really know if she could own all of this. Is that really me on paper? Can I really say all of those things? And I think a lot of people actually feel that way. I think it's, even though people don't say that phrase, I had never heard it phrased that way. So it kind of stopped me in my tracks, like, wow, that's a powerful statement. So even though other people haven't said that, I really think that a lot of my clients, when I go back and think about it, actually do feel this way, maybe for their own reasons. It might be personal for different people, but I think this is more pervasive than we think. And I thought, I want to kind of ponder that and see if there's a show there. I think there was, because that phrase has been kind of mulling around in my brain ever since then. Like I said, about 6 months. So I finally was like, okay, I think we need to do a show on this. I think there's something there. And I think this is going to resonate with some other folks. So that's what we are going to do today. My hope is that we can get to the root of this feeling that I think we all have, at least at some point, of not feeling worthy for something that we want. I want to figure out, where does this feeling come from? Talk about how you can get it again, how you can fix that, and how you can channel that into writing your accomplishments on your resume or speaking in an interview in a way that is natural and authentic. Not bragging, not boasting. We're not saying things that aren't true, but I just feel like if you can't own your own success and be proud of it, how are you going to ever be able to communicate that value to employers in interviews? It always has to come from within you. Whatever you believe and know deep down, when it comes time to communicate it, it just flows out. It's natural, it's easy, it takes the pressure off. So I want to kind of go inward with you guys a little bit today and talk about where that feeling comes from, and then how we can help you when it comes time to communicate your accomplishments and your success, and kind of claim that, whether it's in an interview or on your resume, whatever it may be. And I think if you really want to nail that next interview and get that next amazing job, you're going to have to get comfortable talking about yourself. I mean, it's something that a lot of people aren't comfortable with. So before we get started, I do want to say I have a favor to ask of you. If you didn't know, you can call in. This is a live broadcast right now, and I would love to talk to you. That's right. Don't let me do all the talking here, guys. No, I can. I'll warn you. I can. And this is a good topic that I think I have a lot to say about. But yeah, call in. You can ask me questions. You'll get a little free on the spot coaching. How cool is that, right? Whatever it is, I'll problem solve with you right here on the phone for a few minutes. So don't be shy. The U.S. number is 1-760-456-7277. If you'd rather, you're always welcome to email me a question too at Lorraine@careeruprising.com, and I will read it on air. That's pretty cool too. All right. Okay. So let's get down to business here. So feeling worthy of our own success. I think in general that there is, this widespread sentiment or problem of a lot of people just feeling really uncomfortable talking about themselves. A lot of people aren't comfortable kind of being the center of attention. And when you're in a job search, you're in the center of attention, or even just at work. A lot of times when you have to speak up in meetings or you're trying to get a promotion, there's a lot of situations where you're kind of in the hot seat and all eyes are on you, and you have to be able to really communicate, whether it's on paper or out loud. And it's really common to struggle with this. I as somebody who works with all kinds of job seekers, this is what I do for a living. I see everybody's perspective, which is one reason why I love what I do, because I learn through what people's challenges are and what's going on with them, because I pretty much talk to people for a living. So I like to think that I have a pretty broad perspective. So whenever I can, I always want to normalize things for people so they know that they are not the only one going through it. And if you're feeling like, I don't know, I'm not confident in interviews, I don't know what to put on my resume, I don't know what's an accomplishment, what a hiring managers want to hear, that is so normal, I can promise you. But the problem is too, I think we kind of grow up hearing this message of, don't brag, be humble. We're worried about appearing overconfident or disingenuous. So we tend to kind of tame things down. We keep quiet, or we water down our message in some way in hopes of not, quote, turning people off. Seriously, to me, when I hear that though, I'm thinking, oh, please. I mean, I understand where this attitude comes from. I feel like we get conditioned, but I have so many problems with this mindset. I swear, I think I must have been looking the other way or busy when God was handing out that modesty gene, because honestly, I just look at life in a different way. I really do. I really think differently. And I'm pretty firm in this conviction. So I'm going to share my perspective on this today. And it's funny, when I was kind of writing out my notes for this episode and thinking about it, so much flowed out of me. I was really surprised. I realized I had a lot to say about this topic, a little bit more than I thought, but that's a good thing. That's a good thing. So for me personally, I will admit that I am fairly confident by nature, fairly confident. A lot of it has had to come through time, but I can assure you, I have struggled with this feeling of, am I worthy? Do I want to put myself out there? Even though I'm not job searching anymore, I am running a business. And this concept of worthiness, promoting yourself, talking about yourself, it absolutely applies to me. In fact, I think it's never been more amplified. It's probably never applied to me more than it does now. And maybe that's why I had so many strong feelings about this when I was planning the episode. But when you start a business, especially as a solopreneur, it's all about you. You are the business. You're the face of the business. You are the business. So you have to get comfortable with this feeling of putting yourself out there, talking about your successes, talking about your accomplishments, promoting yourself. It never ends. And I had to adapt to this. It was not like, I think to a certain extent, like I said, I've had a good baseline kind of self-confidence all my life, but I have really, really had to grow and adapt and get comfortable to this. It did not all just flow naturally. Being a business owner is like trial by fire. It's really stretched me a lot. But let me give you an example, okay? So, and then maybe you can kind of apply this to yourself a little bit in your career. But so as most business owners do, I have quite a few success stories on my website. I have them on my LinkedIn, Facebook, Google. I got a lot of different places out there from past clients. And I'm at a point in my business now where I have quite a few of them, which I'm very proud of, very grateful for. But I have been told that I have too many on there. Yeah. It's overwhelming. And then they were coming at it, I understand, from kind of a marketing perspective of, no one's going to read all of those. It's too many. You don't need that many on there, that kind of thing. And it's okay. I understand that perspective. And I understand that it is coming from, kind of more of a branding, content marketing perspective. But I just can't help but wonder, if it really speaks deeper to that mindset of, don't brag too much. You got to tone it down, something like that. Well, I don't believe in doing that. I have a ton on there and I'm proud of them. And I have no problem promoting things that I've accomplished and that I am proud of. And that's a big reason why I've been successful thus far. And so what I want you to know is that is often what it takes to get to the next level of success. It's those who are comfortable with success. They are comfortable with claiming and kind of owning what they've done and the good things that have come from it. So another example is my credentials. I mean, I've got all my certifications and my master's degree. I've got it on my website, my business cards, my email signature. I put it everywhere. And I'm a believer in that if you've earned it, you should be proud of it and you should put it out there. I'm pretty sure that's why you did it, right? So that's just kind of how I think and how I approach things like this. And maybe other people see it differently. That's fine. But I believe that you should shine your light bright. If you can't toot your own horn, why do you even have a horn? If you can't speak out, why were you given a voice? Right? Do you see where I'm going with this? This is how I approach life. This is how I think. I mean, where do you think the phrase, the squeaky wheel gets the grease? I always have to say that really slow. It comes out wrong. The squeaky wheel gets the grease. Where do you think that phrase comes from? It's true. The person who shows up, puts themselves out there, claims what they're worth and what they can do, gets it, right? Or, kind of like the early bird gets the worm, same thing. I think that when we hold ourselves back, we think we're doing it to avoid annoying people, offending people. Oh, they might unsubscribe from my list or unfriend me on Facebook or unfollow, on whatever you can do to people these days. But when we do that, we really only hurt ourselves. All right. So think about it. As a business owner, should I not publish my success stories? Should I not claim that my coaching program is effective? And when you're writing your resume, or whether you own a business and you're writing the website content for your business, you have to be willing to take credit for what you do. So, for example, let's say you were looking to hire someone to do something in your house, fix something, or provide any kind of service. Would you sign up for a service with them if they had no references, no success stories? They made no claims about why they were the best or anything like that. Would you buy from them? I don't think so. In these days of Angie's List and Yelp and social media and all those things, I really doubt it. You're looking for the proof, right? You're looking for the success. So here's another way to think about it too. Okay, keep it in line with that. Let's say you own a business and you are the owner of ABC Car Mechanics. Let's just make something up, right? How's this for a business tagline? ABC Car Mechanics. We're just okay, right? We're just okay. We're not really the best. We might fix your car. Seriously, I know I know I'm making a joke about it, but really think about the psychology of that. Would you do business or hire, in the case of a job search, someone who you just claimed that they were just kind of okay? No, you wouldn't. People don't buy from that. And hiring managers don't, quote, buy candidates that they don't have confidence in themselves. You expect people to promote themselves to a certain extent. You really do. You expect a company to think that their product is the best. It's human nature. It's how it works. So this absolutely applies to our career achievements. We have a hard time, I think, quote, selling ourselves to employers because it feels disingenuous. No one wants to feel like they're the product. They're being sold. So if that doesn't work for you, stop thinking of it that way then. Don't think of it as selling yourself if you don't like that, okay? If that term maybe has a negative connotation to it, then don't use that phrase. Think of something that sounds better for you. But the bottom line is that employers are absolutely expecting to see your achievements on your resume, and they're expecting to hear about them in the interview. You are simply giving them what they are expecting. I hope that this kind of normalizes it for you a little bit and takes the pressure off. It should, because, I think for a lot of people that alone probably would help to stop thinking of it as, oh, you're selling yourself to this employer. No, you're just giving them what they expect, and they expect that you're going to put forth your absolute best on paper and verbally. So there's nothing wrong with doing that. Nothing wrong at all. Let's go ahead and just take the stigma away from all of this. Take away the stigma of talking about yourself. Because, remember this too. Here's probably one of the biggest reasons. We're not saying anything that isn't true. Or at least I hope you aren't. Because that's not what I'm advocating. So for example, when I have a great team of staff writers who help support my clients with the actual writing of their resumes, LinkedIn's, cover letters. And when my team and I write resumes for clients, we don't say anything that isn't authentic. That's why we take time to interview them. We talk to you on the phone, we get to know you, because we want to make sure we are representing you in an authentic way. But we also know that most people downplay their accomplishments or just don't really know that those accomplishments are relevant. That's really normal. So I always tell clients to only write things that you would feel comfortable talking about in an interview and that you can back up with facts, of course. So honesty and authenticity are absolutely at the heart of this. And I feel like as long as that's in place, go ahead, brag if you must. I mean, as long as it's true. If you feel like you need permission, and we sometimes do, permission granted. Okay, there you go. You can't see it, but I just waved a magic wand. I did. I just signed your permission slip. Okay, you're welcome. And there's more where that came too from, by the way. I didn't even mean to do that when I wrote this, but that's a great tie-in to next week's show, which is called Giving Yourself Permission. So maybe that works well, that these two shows will kind of work in tandem with each other a little bit. I love when that happens. So next week's episode is going to be all about feeling the need, how a lot of us feel the need for permission to go after the things we want to achieve our goals. And in this case, maybe feeling like we need permission in order to say that we're awesome and that we can do the job and we're the best person for the job, right? So here's the one other little challenge. I want to kind of make a note here because I hear this from clients a lot when they're having trouble kind of writing their resume and things like that. A lot of people, it isn't necessarily that they don't feel worthy or that they feel uncomfortable talking about their successes, but a lot of people work in a team environment and they just don't feel like they can really claim the result of a project that they've worked on. Like they can't claim it as their own because it was a team thing and they weren't the only ones involved. This is really common. So when clients bring this up, I always say that yes, I mean, that is absolutely true. You didn't do it alone. It was a team effort, but you contributed something. You did. I know you did something with that project, right? You had a role in it. So if this is you, ask yourself this. If I didn't do my part of that project and they didn't replace me, okay? They just took you off the project and they didn't backfill you with anybody else. They just removed your role. What would happen? Would the project fail? Would it be less effective? Would it be delayed? What would happen? What would be missing if you hadn't done your part? That's what I want to ask you because that's where your accomplishment is. That's what you can claim and put on your resume or speak about in interviews is, so I worked with 5 or 6 people on this team. My role was, and my contribution was X, Y, Z. As a result of that, the project was whatever, on time or, accurate, whatever it was. I want you to speak to what your contribution was because you definitely had one. Okay, so I think this is a good time to take a quick little commercial break. When we come back, I'm going to share another resource that I actually created a couple of weeks ago. Before I knew I was going to do this show, I actually created this other resource, and it's around the topic of feeling worthy. So I'm going to share that with you and tell you how you can get it when we come back. And if you are thinking about calling in, do it. All right, do it. I gave you the phone number. It's 1-760-456-7277. Yeah, I have that memorized pretty well. You can ask a question, just chat with me, whatever you would like, but we're coming right back. So stay tuned. We're on a short break again, and I have a question for you. Are you looking for a new job, but you don't know where to start? Many clients don't know how to launch an effective job search, and they spend months or even years looking. Well, it doesn't have to be that way. My coaching program, Career Jumpstart, is an excellent solution for those who know what job they want, but they need a plan for how to get there. In this program, I will personally guide you on how to confidently and authentically market yourself to employers.
resulting in a better job faster. If that sounds like what you need, head over to my website, worksmartcounseling.com, and apply for the Career Jumpstart program today. That's WorkSmart, COUNSELING.com. All right, let's finish up our show. I'd love to answer your questions. Give me a call in today's episode, recorded live, by dialing the U.S. number 1-760-456-7277. That's 1-760-456-7277, and let's see how we can improve your career.
We are back, just like that. Magic! Welcome back to Career Uprising. I'm Lorraine Rise, and we're talking today about how we can feel more worthy and own our success in our careers, whether you are a business owner like me or whether you work out in the corporate world. You know what, I feel like this can actually apply to everything. Of course, I'm talking about our careers and our jobs and how it applies there, but it really applies to everything in life. That feeling of being good enough and being comfortable with your own skills and talent and accomplishments and speaking about them. So everybody feels this. No one is immune to it. That's why I think I'm kind of fascinated a little bit by this topic. I feel like everybody just has this kind of deep-rooted need to feel good enough, when it comes to some area of our lives. And I was sharing before the break too that I have felt this so much. Being a business owner, I am more visible and more out there than I have ever been. And it's not easy sometimes to be out there and be like, yeah, I'm amazing. And I feel comfortable with that. I feel like it's a little bit, counter to what we are kind of taught and how we're raised sometimes. We're told to be a little bit more modest. So I disagree with that. And so I'm offering you guys today a little bit, of a way to kind of remedy that. So, and talk about your professional accomplishments, because you really have to get comfortable with that if you're going to get that dream job or that promotion, whatever it is that you want. We gotta fix that. So as I promised, I have an extra resource for you guys. And the thing is, it's so funny. Again, I feel like so many things are kind of tying in. As I was planning out this episode, I was thinking about the topic of feeling good enough, feeling worthy, and our achievements. And I realized, oh my goodness, I put a video out on, I think I put it on LinkedIn. I know I put it on Facebook maybe a month ago. And it was very aptly titled, "You Are Worthy." And it was one of those really just impromptu, in the moment kind of thing. I hadn't put a video out on social media in a while. And I kind of missed doing that. And I was having a great day. I was just feeling really inspired and grateful and happy that day. And I don't know, something told me, pull out your computer and make this video. And I did. It wasn't scripted. I just kind of spoke authentically and shared with whoever wanted to listen what I was feeling. And I titled it, "You Are Worthy." And that was, I did not do that in any way in conjunction with the show. But I just feel like everything is kind of aligning here, which is so cool. So I put that out on social media a couple weeks ago, and it was just so full of inspiration and authenticity. And the funny thing is, I was kind of surprised at the response that I got. It wasn't one of my typical, blog articles or business posts or anything like that. And I was really happy with the response that I got. I got more, engagement and feedback on that video than I had on a lot of other things. And it kind of told me also that, okay, I'm onto something here. This is something that people resonate and maybe need to hear. People like it when you're just real, you're honest on social media. I find that that's really what resonates with people. So what I'm going to do is, if you missed that video, been trying to think about the best way to share it with people. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop it into my new Facebook group that I created for this show. So it's called Career Uprising, same name as the show. So if you're following my company on Facebook, if you're following Work Smart Career Counseling, then maybe you saw it, or you might be able to go back into the feed and find it a little bit. But to make it easy on you guys, I am going to today pop that video into my Facebook group so that you guys can kind of have it and listen to it. It'll be kind of a supplement to today's show. Because you might be able to find it on there, but I don't want you guys to have to go digging too far because it might be buried under there. I don't know. It's been about 4 weeks or so. So if you haven't had the chance to join that group, or you don't know what I'm talking about, go to Facebook and look for the group. It's free. It's a public group. It's called Career Uprising. I pop in from time to time and I give you guys notices of the show, and I'm going to be getting some free resources. I put my blog articles in there, and I'd love to just answer your questions. But this is kind of an example of one of those things that I'm going to pop into that group to kind of supplement today's show. And I hope that you like it. If you watch it and you like it, it speaks to you in any way, I would love for you to let me know. Hit a like, hit a comment, share, anything like that. I was really, really pleased with the response that I got to it. So, man, and there I go again with that shameless self-promotion. Here I am telling you guys to like it and share it and comment. It's so funny. I was just thinking, there I go. Talking about myself, all comfortable and confident, right? See, if I can do it, guys, you can do it too. I promise. It's not that scary. It's okay. That was funny. I didn't do that on purpose. But so yeah, my goal for you in all of this is not only for you to feel okay and feel worthy of your goals and your success and accomplishments, but I want you to know it's not only okay, it's vital. It's critical to your survival. Yes, I said that, and I mean that. It is being successful is your duty. It is your responsibility and is your birthright. I mean, you just can't get more just direct and to the point than that. Really, I honestly believe that we were put on this earth to be wildly successful. And that is whatever it means to you. That could be financially successful. Absolutely. It could just be something more intrinsic and satisfying. But I think the reason I adopt this point of view is because I just believe so much that is what we're here for. We're here to prosper. We're here to flourish. And that is our purpose and our birthright. So I think it's only natural that it's okay for you to claim that and own that and have a good sense of what your value is, what your talent and what your skills are. And I want to share actually another resource with you guys on that exact topic about success being critical to your survival. There is a book I wholeheartedly suggest reading. An author, pretty much anything by Grant Cardone. I found this guy about a year and a half ago, and maybe you've never heard of him. I had never heard of him at all when I came across his book for the first time. And his style might not be for everyone. I got to tell you, he's a real firecracker. Okay, he's funny. But I think he's actually a genius, and a lot of what he writes about resonates with me. So he has one book called The 10X Rule and another one called Be Obsessed or Be Average. And I've read all of his books. And I'm telling you, if you want to learn from someone who's been massively successful in life, like the stuff people only dream of. Okay. And he ain't shy. So if you need permission to be confident about yourself, man, this guy will give it to you. He has got no problem tooting his own horn, but it is in an authentic way. And he feels very passionately about the value of what he can bring. He does sales and business training. And because he's passionate about it, because it's effective and he believes in it, he does not hold back when it comes to promotion. He believes that, if you have something of value, something you believe in that is good for the world, it is your duty and your obligation to give it to as many people as you possibly can. And that was just radical for me. I really was like, wow, that was something I could really hold on to. Like, oh my God, it's my duty to be successful. We don't think that way, but it's true. We all have gifts. We all have talents. And when you don't share them, you're doing the world a disservice. Okay? Think about it like that. So if you've never heard of him, go do a little Google search for Grant Cardone, Cardone. He's a real firecracker. You won't be bored reading his books, I promise, okay? Or listen to his podcast. But I just wanted to share that because that's somebody who's been inspirational for me. And that's where what I have latched onto, and one of the reasons why I feel confident in promoting myself and my business. And I want you to be able to do the same thing. What I want for you is for you to be able to own your success, claim your value, and be your own advocate. Own your success, claim your value, and be your own advocate. Think about the meaning of those words. All right. The reason I say it's vital to your success is that no one ever really becomes famous or wildly successful by being unknown and being obscure and hiding ever. Whether you're looking for a new job, you're starting a business, maybe you're in sales, you've got a product you're promoting, whatever it may be. If no one knows about you and how great you are, what's it all for? Right? How will you ever accomplish your goals or do things that you've never done? Think about that. All right. So if you're feeling held back in any way or lacking confidence or anything like that, go back, maybe listen to this again and just kind of let it all sink in. Okay. So let's do this. Let's take one more just quick commercial break. And then when we come back, I'm going to kind of offer you some dialogue, some strategies, some affirmations, things like that, that might help you to kind of reframe your mindset and get a little bit more comfortable and confident with this. Okay. So I'm going to grab a sip of water and we'll be right back from our quick commercial break.
We're on a short break again, and I have a question for you. Are you looking for a new job, but you don't know where to start? Many clients don't know how to launch an effective job search, and they spend months or even years looking. Well, it doesn't have to be that way. My coaching program, Career Jumpstart, is an excellent solution for those who know what job they want, but they need a plan for how to get there. In this program, I will personally guide you on how to confidently and authentically market yourself to employers, resulting in a better job faster. If that sounds like what you need, head over to my website, worksmartcounseling.com, and apply for the Career Jumpstart program today. That's WorkSmart, COUNSELING.com. All right, let's finish up our show. I'd love to answer your questions. Give me a call in today's episode, recorded live, by dialing the U.S. number 1-760-456 7277. That's 1-760-456-7277. And let's see how we can improve your career.
Okay. Thanks, guys. Just getting, you know me, I get so into it sometimes and I'm like, whoa, I need a break, I need some water. All right. So we've got a couple more minutes left here. And what I would like to do is kind of share with you what would be my personal practice. So, because as I told you, I have absolutely dealt with this kind of feeling of, am I good enough? Do I want to push myself this hard? Do I want to push myself out there? Am I as good as I think I am? That kind of thing. And so I want to share with you some dialogue, maybe some affirmations, whatever you want to call it, to kind of help you reframe your mindset around this and get to the heart of it so that you can feel more confident, because change is always an inside job. It always starts with us. And you'll probably hear me say that a lot. I'll probably sound like a broken record on this show. It'll be kind of one of my little Lorraine things that I say, that it always starts within. Change is an inside job. Okay. So here's what I would do. And what I have done, if it's me and I'm not feeling, as comfortable, like I need to put myself out there, but I don't know if I have permission. I don't know if I can. These are things that I have kind of said to myself. And for me, I like to close my eyes. I like to take a few deep breaths. So you are welcome to do that if you're in a place where you can do that. You don't have to. It's up to you. But I like to kind of close out distractions and anything that might be around me. So I would close my eyes, take a few deep breaths, and I would say something like this. I am worthy. I am worthy of all of my success so far. I am worthy of everything I have done up to this point and everything that I have yet to achieve. I am worthy of a fantastic career. I deserve a high salary. I deserve great benefits, great coworkers, a supportive boss that respects me. I am more than worthy of all of these things. And I'm choosing now to draw them into me, to align myself with all the amazing things that are out there, that are available to me in my career. I know that I have value. I know I do. I have talents. I have skills that are in demand. I know that there are employers out there right now who are looking for what I have. And I feel comfortable to speak my truth. I feel comfortable writing about myself, talking about myself, interviewing. I know who I am. I know what I've accomplished, what my achievements are. I have a clear sense of who I am, the value that I bring, and what I'm worth. And no one can tell me otherwise. I am worthy. I am worthy of things that I haven't even imagined yet. I am good enough for any goal I want to achieve. And I feel completely comfortable articulating that in any way that I need to anyone that I need to. I am ready to go out there and find whatever it is that I want. Whether it's a new job, a whole new career, a promotion, a bigger salary. If I want to just quit altogether and do something else and start a business, whatever my goals are, I have that inspiration to do that. I have that goal. It's come to me because I am worthy of it. That's why I have the desire for it. It exists and I deserve it. What do you think about that? That's what I would do. Give that a try sometime. Say something like that. You can adjust it, whatever you want, make it fit you. That's just me. But that's the type of self-talk that I have learned that I have to have in order to attract whatever it is I want and feel good enough for it. Because I really think that you only attract into yourself the opportunities that you feel you're worthy for. Think about that. So if you don't feel worthy for something good, maybe that's why it's not there. Maybe that's why you're finding evidence to the contrary. So that little practice that I just did, call it what you want. You can call it a meditation. You can call it an affirmation. You can call it just reframing your mindset, visualization. I don't care what you call it. It doesn't matter. But all that matters is that you find some way of tapping into that inner value and that inner worthiness. You can claim it, you can own it, you can be proud of it. And you might even want to take it a step further and write it down. Open up a Word document or a notebook, whatever you like. I've done this. And write a list right now of all of the things that you're worthy of, that you deserve. And as far as writing, your resume or prepping for an interview, I always recommend writing that down and kind of fleshing out what I call career stories. Okay, so you want to go for each job that you've worked at, or right before you go into an interview, write out and brainstorm like 3 or 4 career stories. And these are, kind of the little bit of the beginning, the middle, and the end of what happened. That's an accomplishment for you. Be a storyteller with it. I think that's a great way, because people love to speak in stories and to hear stories. It's a very effective way of communication. So brainstorm a couple of little career stories that you want to share. And so start by writing it out first. Then I want you to practice speaking it, because and I always say this is really critical, because it always sounds perfect in our heads, right? when we are thinking of something or brainstorming something and you write it out, it sounds great in your head, but it's a whole nother thing to speak it out loud. It's a whole nother thing. So I want you to make sure that you are getting comfortable, just be by yourself, practicing and speaking it. Heck, I go through that process with this show. I practice it to myself out loud to make sure that I'm comfortable and confident with the delivery of it. So I want you to kind of approach your career kind of in the same way. And this will be beneficial, like I said, for you, whether it's interview prep or your resume or whatever it is you need, or maybe you're going to be going into your boss's office and asking for a promotion or a raise. Well, you're going to have to be comfortable with what you're worthy of and what your value is. All right. So we are wrapping up. I hope that you liked that little lesson. I hope there was something in that for you. And I hope that you also think about joining my email list or my Facebook group, so we can kind of stay in touch and keep these good vibes going. And who knows, maybe you'll even think about joining my group coaching program this summer. I'm so excited. It's really what it actually is a group version of my signature and most successful program, Career Transformation. I'm kind of taking what I do with clients individually with that and turning it into kind of a group format. So I'm really excited. All right, guys. Well, that is it for episode 6 in the bag. Another episode. I'll be back next Monday, 12 p.m. Eastern, same time, with a fresh topic. But until then, as always, I want you to go out there and I want you to feel worthy. I'll talk to you next time.
that's it for today's show. Thank you so much for listening. If you like what you heard today, please consider giving the show a positive review on iTunes. It would mean a lot to me, and it would help to spread the word so that others can learn about the show. Thanks again for tuning in, and I can't wait to connect with you again next time on Career Uprising.
This show was brought to you by InflowRadio.com, the best curated talk radio network for personal development, wellness, spirituality, and conscious business.